Hello, on this cast I'm going to go through creating a GeoGebra applet. First you're going to see a time lapse of the whole thing and then the full long version. I hope you enjoy. Hello, welcome. I'm going to be looking at a GeoGebra applet of mine about quadrilaterals. Um, I'm going to try to recreate this but in a different way because right now you can see if I drag point C, I have some measurements of what's happening inside. Students can kind of pair up with the colors and with observation about what happens, like when things disappear or when BE is super tiny, they get cued into what to observe. The second level of this is they can notice when things are roughly equivalent in a way that's hard to do when they're on the diagram itself. And then it snaps into certain locations. It snaps to grid points, but I made it such that this grid point is a nice pattern here, which is also the pattern you get from an isosceles trapezoid. The parts of the diagonals are congruent. Over here we have parallelogram, where the diagonals are not congruent, but again parts of them are. Or I'm sorry, the diagonals are bisected by point E each. I really like this applet because it shows these two properties, which are kind of talked about in isolation, or, I mean, you can talk about diagonals as thematically, but they're really just like back to back here. Not only are they here, but all the places in between them are shown as well. So these special cases become way more special when you see that the neighborhood around them, the context, is like a whole lot of nothing. I kind of have this tongue-in-cheek hashtag about a continuum math where you have the continuum between the special cases, all the continuum of all the drivel that we never talk about in a math textbook. Um, the other nice thing about this is that sometimes students will get interested in, well, we see places where 2 and 2 are equal, 2 and 2 are congruent, like there and there, but what about, can we make all 4 congruent? Or can we make 3 of them congruent? And what kinds of shapes are those? And I'm not going to spoil that for you. Okay, but my goal here is I'm going to try to create a GeoGebra version of this where the students would control the measurements themselves and would get a shape. I haven't really thought a whole lot about this, but I figured it would be a nice process video. People can watch me struggle and see all the behind the scenes action, the backstage, not just the highlight reel. I think that's really important for people, for teachers, for students to see. The students see you as an expert in the classroom, and you just know all these things off the top of your head, and they don't get to see you planning and preparing and lesson planning hours and hours to do that, or having years of experience knowing how to do that. So I want to reinforce this for you too, and as adults, we also get to see, like, okay, there's an expert teacher. How does it that they do these things? Well, they worked really hard at it, or they played around and had a lot of false starts. So that's my spiel. Let's get down to some GeoGebraing. Um, I'll work on that word too. Okay, so I want the controllable elements to be the metrics on the diagonals. So I think I'm going to start there. I won't need the axes, and then I'll turn those off. Let's see. So I'm going to give myself a little baseline here. I put them on a segment. Let's group them together. I missed there. C, D, E, and F. Okay. I'm going to need some perpendicular lines. I've also decided not to talk through entirely everything I'm thinking, because that's going to slow down and make the process inauthentic for what I'm really thinking. This is how I will go about this, not how I teach how to create things. I wonder if I'll need to place that point in a particular spot. This may need the ABD to be locked down again also. Okay, well let's try this anyway. Okay. I could set these diagonals. Let's just try something. No, I'm gonna have to fix that later. Okay, so this is interesting because it is, it reveals things that I don't know about parallelograms and quadrilaterals and stuff off the top of my head. Like, how do I know which angle these diagonals are going to be at, and that's going to really define my quadrilateral. Now I think I am working over here with the constrained set of B, A, and D locked down, and I think I may just have to do that. And then that might alter these angles, and I might have to start over here. Well, let's try this way, and I might have another angle measure, and then I can maybe get inspired about what to do next. You know, another problem. Okay, it seems to be handling that those are on opposite sides pretty well. Let's see. Well, I have sufficiently defined some quadrilaterals. Let's see what happens. You know what I did not do is I didn't make it easy for these to snap to grids. Oh dear. Maybe I can fix that. Yoink. Okay, I don't need this. Well, I'll just make B different. Weird. Why did that do that? Okay, I really need the grid to stay this one. So I'm going to lock that in. Okay. Oh, I lost my little segment. It's kind of distracting though, actually. Maybe I'll make these. What did I do? I had them blank. I can make it match the style K. That point can basically represent K the whole time. Well, I should change the labels actually because I want to be a smooth experience from this one to that. this is B, and this is A, and this is D, C. All right, well, let's make some thing. Okay, I've set the diagonals to be a certain way. Does that mean this shape is what it is? Kind of looks like it. I mean, this is good for a student task. I've set the properties in such a way it made my shape. And look, actually, it makes the set of shapes. Maybe I don't want to lock this down. But maybe there's a way to limit how it's oriented. So, well, I don't know, maybe it's kind of good. So I could, yeah, actually students could set these to any kind of like pattern they want. Actually, I'll do that so we know what we're talking about here. And use this as a setting for their triangle congruency proofs or quadrilateral proofs. That's pretty interesting. Let's try the other kind. Okay, I think I'm going to put some handles on B and C. This is style. Let's minimize the number of labels students have to think about here. those down. Okay. I'm gonna fix the positive, negative thing. Detach, 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 attach, attach, attach. Now they're on the rays and not the lines. Boom. Okay. Kind of annoying I can't drag the shape. I don't know if that's going to be easy to work around because of the way I defined it from E. And it would be nice if some orientation stayed, but how might I do that? Because actually, I don't need to drag both of these. They're passing through the same set. Because this is the same as this rotated. Okay. So what does that mean? But where do I want it to be? All right. I'm going to lock B down. So this time, so see, it's nice, it's parallel. Notice my handle style has changed. I made this one a while ago. C is the only point you can click on here. Actually, it's the only thing you can click on here, which is a nice thing to do for people. They're not getting stuck, locked in somewhere else. They click on C and they can move it. Okay, so I think that's good. Then I should remove the handle visual there. That's nice. It seems if I want to position this, I'm going to have to be less naive about what the shape is internally. So like in this case, where do I want C to be? I want it to be here to start, and then let them drag. But if I change this, actually that's still where I want it. Maybe it is fine-ish. Hmm. Okay. I also like to be vague with the labels, not like this is not a congruent segment to the diagonal segments, or it's not a um, segment of equal measure to equal length to the segments that are within the polygon that are diagonals, or about half of the diagonals. Um, diagonals gets the point across, the word diagonals gets the point across, and then within the classroom, whatever context the students and teachers want to come up with um, will be fine. Because I won't know ever what anyone else wants to do, and the less specific you are, the more flexible it is. I mean, that said, I do want something on there so it's clear. I didn't do it here. It's in the title, though. I think it's part of this one is the discovery of what is happening. You're dragging C around and you're seeing lots of things change, and then so you're getting some feedback, and then you might do some experimentation. The student, like, oh, I make green really small. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see what's happening here. And then you start to believe and trust this metric over here. And you want to trust it not because someone tells you that's what it's measuring, but because you have like pushed it a little bit, maybe even tried to break it. And students will always try to break things, which is nice. Yeah. Now that you believe this metric, you see kind of the label. You don't even need the word label here. I think I do need the word label over here, though, because it's going to draw attention to these. Actually, let's do this handle style on these. And actually, this handle style without the interior point is going to reinforce that these are not really geometric objects on this paper, that it's not meant to be some geometric reason why green and green are congruent. It's just because I made them to be congruent. It's a user interface. Notice I kept the interior point for C with this little C1 to reinforce that there's a handle there, but there's also a point there. All right, well, you know what I haven't done is saved, so let's do that. I don't know if I want to make this much more complex, so I might just start locking things down for usability. I wonder if I can figure out a way to snap that back whenever someone touches one of these. Like, here's what I want. If it's up here and I drag this, I want to snap back so that it makes AD. Oh, all right, all right. This is great. So what I want it to do, whenever I touch one of these, I want it to snap onto a line that's parallel to the x-axis or horizontal through B. So I'm going to make that line actually parallel through B. Oh, I turned off selection. Maybe I can click it here. B? Nope. All right. I have to type it. Line. Point and parallel line. Okay. Through B, it's parallel to x-axis. C is always rotating around E. I already have that circle. Which one is it that's... Oop, yep. And I want to swing here. Okay. So this is going to be, oh, that's going to be the C initial. Okay, so when I touch something, it should snap to C initial, and that should line everything up. Hide that again. Okay, let's say on update, set value of C to C initial. Boom. I wonder if that's too much movement. Let's try that again. I could try to really quickly animate that rotation. Okay, maybe I need a new angle. So they're going to touch this and it should start a quick animation that would set this down. Rotate C initial. By angle. Okay, I'm going to need a slider first. Angle beta, I'm going to call it something different so I can type it more easily. Uh, let's call it C rot. I'll type it a lot. C rotate. Yeah. Blech. Camel case no good because I need capital C. Well, whatever. I don't know what it is. We're only going to go up to alpha. There's my thing. Okay. And let's do 1 degree. All right. Okay. Now I want to rotate C initial by C rotate. That's weird. Because I didn't specify the center point. Okay. I hope the third parameter is the center. Yes, it works. Okay. This is C rotate the point. Okay. So it's going to go quickly. Whoop. That means that when I drag C, C rotate should come along. That means setting C rotate to alpha. Okay. So when I drag C, I'll set value alpha. Yes. And then when I drag this, okay. So now I need to change this update. I don't want to set value. I want to start some animation, but let's figure that out. Okay, don't need to see this. Don't need this anymore. Actually, okay, so this animation, we're going to go decreasing. Why is there not decreasing once? Can I do negative speeds? Slowly. It worked. I forgot to notice that. Yes, negative speeds. How fast do I want it? 10? Start. Okay, and then I want to... Oh dear. How am I going to get the point C to follow C rotate? Rotate. Because it's okay, one trick. Let's do this. Whoops. So I have my dummy polygon. This is the NM poly. I could say only show this if C rotate is less than alpha. Rotate. Okay. And only show this if or I think that's the or. I'm giving some more margin of error. Rotate. Let's see how that looks. It's not hiding. Degrees. It's in radians. Okay. It's not hiding. C rotate. Show it when it's 0. Or show it if the difference between C rotate minus alpha is less than half a degree. Well, that difference is huge. Let's test this. What? Why does C rotate minus alpha? Oh, absolute value. All right. Pretty sure this is it. Let's test it. Yeah, okay. True. Okay. And I'm just going to put that Boolean in there. This is oh, these little segments are going to bug me. Poly 1. So to pick them out, I'm going to change the color real quick. Let's do orange. What about purple? I'm looking down here. They don't particularly stand out. It's changing a lot of them, I think. I guess it's L1, M1, N1, and O. Yeah, there's only 4 of those. Okay. Actually, just to help this, poly 1, leg 1. Let's actually name it like this. What was this one? CD. BC. AB. Okay. Same condition. This is pretty heavy-handed. It's also not keeping it a diagonal, but maybe that's fine in the rotated case. $109. That's too fast. That might work. Do I have a timer? No. Countdown. No. I guess I could do another. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, I killed it. I don't know why that disappeared. It's weird. Hey. Does this also kill it? Yes, for some strange reason. There's something about it still. That's really annoying. Oh, you know what I need to do for animation poly? I need A to be rotated. This is weird. This is all just to correct the upsetting nature. When you move one of these, it snaps to my preferred position, and it doesn't. It may look like the shape is not the same shape. This rotation may not actually preserve the same shape. This Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with this, so let's do it the other way. This is a rotate. So the animation poly should be from a rotate. Maybe I could just trade this out. That animation keeps going. I thought it was on increase once. Whoop. Ow, floor. Ah. Maybe I'll just hide this. And I want to show this one. Uh-huh. That flicker is annoying. What if they're the same color? So after it animates, maybe I could put it in an if, clumsily get through this. If equals 0, please enter a polynomial. Okay, it's getting weird. Do we have a when command? Do we have a comment command? What is turtle? What? Alright, this is, oh, crap. Sorry, I'm just distracted, because it's a freaking turtle. Alright. That's for a later time. Maybe I can make this smooth. Kind of. I could duplicate okay, I want to ride on the animating point. Set the value to the animating point. Start the animation. Then set the value back to what this hot point is. So C is... Alright. C1, I already have that. That's the money. C location. Alright, alright. Set value of C to CR. Start animation. Maybe this is better as an on-click. Well, oh. Nope. Yikes. It keeps going. Do I have a wait? Come on. It's probably bad coding for him. Okay, I could make a general thing of like if C rotate equals 0, is that how we do this? Okay, maybe I don't. This max is really confusing it. Whoa. That's starting to look pretty good. Oh, what happened? Hmm. So it's flickering a lot. Maybe I can make a buffer. GeoGebra does some weird stuff with those degree marks. String still, kind of. Oh dear. Well, I think this is becoming a project that's going a little beyond what I want to focus on here. And it's really all to do with that, with setting the value. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to save a copy that's a version 2 with animating start points. And I'm going to open up that recent one. And I'm going to trim this down. I'm going to keep this one going and work on that, but I'm going to trim this down to not worry about all that jazz. So I may actually, maybe I'll just delete some of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to have to look at the scripts. Here's something that is not clean. The scripts could be all over the place. But I knew I just touched those two. That's interesting. It's kind of like that, here's isosceles and isosceles with a vertical angle. All right, well, let's get this one ready to go. I think it's almost there. Let's lock down some stuff. So actually I'm gonna delete some other things. Test, okay. I want to mimic how this one started. So let's reset. Super tall. Okay, I'm going to select everything and say you cannot select it except for point C and the actually I just turned it on. Okay, selection not allowed. Okay, so I need point C, selection allowed, and I need these puppies. Selection allowed. So those and this. Oh, and you should let E. Selection allowed. And actually I'm going to put a handle on that. E1 is blue, and so that, and E is going to be okay. I think that's pretty much ready. I didn't match grid style, so it's going to look a little different, but let's get ready to upload. Okay. How about my watermark? Tweet me anytime you want. Happy to talk about GeoGebra and everything else, mathematics, teaching related. All right, that's looking pretty good. And it's up there. Well, thanks for watching. This has been kind of a fun experience, and I'll see you next time. You can check out the material on my GeoGebra page. It should be on there, the most recent there. I appreciate any comments. Thanks.